All right, now, as this presentation will focus heavily on the science of mental health, it makes sense to start with a definition of science that is easy to understand. So anytime I'm speaking, whether I'm speaking to the children in the schools, colleges, or universities, I always try and keep things super simple, because I believe science is simple. So here's my definition of science. Science is logic backed up by evidence. So logic, when I say logic, I just mean common sense. That's what science is. It's just common sense. But with common sense, you should actually back it up with proof. That's what evidence is. Proof, facts, evidence. So for example, if I was to say to you, what's 2 plus 2, what would you say? Not that. Yeah? You should. I'm hoping your common sense will kick in and you would say 4. That is logic. 2 plus 2 is 4. But what if I said to you, okay, prove it? How would you prove it? You can put 2 fingers on one hand, put 2 fingers on the other, and then show me. That's a way of proving it. So, for it to be a scientific fact, it has to be logical, it has to make sense, and then you have to back it up with evidence. So when I realized this is all science is, I started to realize that science is very simple. It's just 2 plus 2. Whatever someone says to you, they should be able to back it up. So for example, if I was to say to someone, what's 2 plus 2, and they said 6, we don't get in an argument. I just say, okay, can you prove that? In other words, put 2 fingers on one hand, put 2 fingers on the other, now count them out loud, let me hear you get to 6. And there's the evidence. So, when we're talking about black mental and emotional health, whatever subject I'm talking about, I try and take the emotion out of it, because this is all science is. Logic backed up by evidence. So throughout today, I'm going to be asking you very logical questions, and I want you to put on your common sense cap and see if you can answer them with pure logic. In other words, remove the emotion. It's hard for us, but try to remove the emotion and just stick to 2 plus 2, because that's all science is. And the reason why I do it like that is because a wise man once said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. That was arguably the greatest scientist of all time, Albert Einstein. Now I agree with this statement. I do agree with it. But I'd take it one step further. I'd say, if you can't explain it simply, the person doesn't understand the subject well enough. Or they do, they just don't want you to understand it. So they explain it to you in a confusing way, in a complex way, so you don't get it. Yeah? It's either one or the other. It's either you understand it and you're explaining it in a complex way, or you don't. Yeah? So every time I'm explaining science, whatever subject, biology, chemistry, physics, psychology, I try and keep it as simple as possible. 2 plus 2. Just simple maths. Or, as another wise man once said,
boom! 2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1, that's 3, quick maths.
Quick maths. That's all science is to me. It's just quick maths. It's just 2 plus 2. Yeah? So people who have come to a Hidden Science Academy event before, they know I try to break things down very simply. So just using simple common sense. People who have come to a Hidden Science Academy event before know that. I'm curious, who hasn't been to a Hidden Science Academy event before? Show of hands. Who's never been to a Hidden Science Academy event before? Okay, there's quite a few of you. Alright, for the people who have never been to a Hidden Science Academy event before, I've got one thing to say to you.
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today.
Alright, so what are you gonna learn today? This is what we're gonna go through.